There we are. Hello, hello.
Folks, how are we?
Give everybody a couple minutes to get on.
We're coming to you from a very snowy store up here.
Should I flip this around for a second? You guys got to see what this looks like. That's the living, breathing nightmare out the window.
It's coming down 3 or 4 inches since we got here this morning.
It's doing nothing when we got here. Now it's a disaster.
We're stranded, so we're here for a 7-hour live.
I was going to say, we'll be live until 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been back for 2 days. PGA show. Got back late. Wow, I have no concept of time. Late Friday night.
Late Friday night, yeah.
Yep.
What time did you get home? 2 in the morning?
Yeah.
So Saturday was the rest day. Sunday was kind of just gathering,
getting
together,
back to reality kind of thing.
And then obviously back in today for a full day of filming.
We had a very productive day.
It was a good day. It was an interesting day, wasn't it? Interesting morning.
We're not going to give away too much, but there was the Mizuno was on the docket. Mizuno driver.
Yep.
F9 was on the docket.
F9 versus F8.
Yep.
F9 fitted to the best of its ability.
Yes, that was good. That was the one.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried
F9 fairway.
F9 fairway. We tried the Ben Hogan irons. Yep. I don't know if the live chat is on. Someone send us a message if you can. I think the chat is on. Should be.
Let's dive on here. See if we're live.
Usually it works on its own. Oh, there it is.
There they go.
Oh, Mikey. Hi, folks. Hi, folks. Hi, folks. Let's do a little. You want to do a little couple minutes of show?
Yeah, let's do a little wrap on the show. Obviously, exceptionally busy week for us. The week started on Monday. Out to Acre.
A good day of golf.
We blew it.
Mikey
blew it.
Mikey blew it. Yeah, the 4 of us missed a 6-footer to win a scramble event.
Slidey 6-footer or curly 6-footer, right to left.
Yeah, it wasn't the easiest putt, but there's no excuse for 4 of us missing it. That's for damn sure. So that was Monday. What else did we do? We went to the
Tuesday demo day with a pretty productive day. You had a full schedule of edit to do after that. So Mikey, Larry, and I snuck off to Open Forum. Open Forum's a cool event. It's, we get a chance to watch a bunch of the industry leaders make presentations. So Mark Brody, who's a statistician who has the book Every Shot Counts. He works with a bunch of tour players. He was the guy who created the strokes gained.
Is that the guy?
Yeah, he created that sort of statistic, which was really interesting. What else? Who else did we listen to? We listened to Bryson DeChambeau's coach.
Oh, was he there?
He was there.
Cool.
We had a guy called what's his name? Adams. I forget his first name. Down at Floridian anyway. So he's one of the big ground force reaction guys.
Yeah.
Works a lot of force plate stuff. So it was good. Wednesday was our first day on the store floor.
Yep.
Or shop floor, should I say.
Floor, yep.
The show floor. At the show, and it was just literally wall to walls, either in meetings or filming
around.
Wednesday was bedlam. Thursday was a little bit quieter. And then Friday was very productive for us.
Picked up a few videos. So interesting products. I thought the new Fujikura Ventus shaft was sort of intriguing. Tried that on the range.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty bold claims on that with Ventus and the sort of core of the shaft designed to minimize twist and droop and deflection. All those inconsistencies, that type of thing. So
we'll have to get it in here and see the degree to which it actually.
Yeah, well, and I'm keen to do other shafts and then put it on all in gears and actually map the deflection and
gears
twist.
Is about 80% of the way there.
Yeah, I mean it literally just needs final installation. Yeah. So we've got
a wee bit of service,
the hardware and that sort of stuff. So
that was good. I thought those Apex irons were really good. I liked those.
Yeah, those were really quick. Really quick. I don't know. Something. What happened to you if you've been, if it's just been speed work with technique work or whatever. But I mean, down there you were fluently 140 ball speed with a 6-iron.
I think the gym stuff is starting to reach a point where it actually helps. When I first started getting in the gym, I just felt like I was just making myself sore all the time.
Yeah.
But the last month or so, I feel like it's made some difference. It's weird because you don't know how that's going to translate to a golf swing, but
so true.
I think a little bit of leg strength in particular has picked up a couple miles an hour.
All right, let's dive into this a little bit. Dakota, Ian, would you recommend everyone get a stability shaft? I mean, I don't think there's anyone who would see performance. You know, it's not like a driver shaft where it's going to suit some more than others. The putting stroke is not dynamic enough of a motion,
right.
You know, to see, you know, vast differences. But on the differences that we can monitor, such as twist, rotation, sort of deflection and off-center strikes, I mean, on all those categories, it comes out better than a regular steel shaft. So, in all honesty, Dakota, yes, I would recommend everyone gets out there and tries it. Who else we got? What was your favourite product at the show from Paul? What did you see that was your favourite?
It's really a tough question for us because we pretty much had seen everything before.
Yeah.
I thought that putt view thing was cool.
Putt view is impressive.
I'm not sure the application of it, given the installation, price point, and what have you, but I was just impressed at how it worked. I thought it was a cool
the projection of the aim point versus the tracked line. Actually, will tell you how much to take your putter back in order to hit that line.
I think if you're a beginner and you have no baseline, that probably is an amazing tool to shortcut you into being a decent putter. The GC Hawk was really cool. I hit a few balls on that.
I never saw that. I was
you were doing an interview.
I get shipped away to do an interview. But
I hit some shots. It's cool. It's fast. Like it's the experience. I think playing golf on it will be very good. It's very responsive, going back and forth, right and left. So those are probably my two faves.
Yeah.
I won't say anything about clubs because we didn't get a chance to hit everything, so it's not really fair to pick one. But obviously the Mizuno driver, I love the look of it. The Ping driver was also really good. Callaway Apex irons were really good. But we didn't hit as many clubs as some people probably did because we did a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah, we did some different agendas at times. Greg, live from Shanghai. Wow.
Hello, Greg.
Greg, you might be winning the prize this evening for the furthest away.
You're the front runner.
Yeah. We'll be doing more fittings with new gear for all handicap ranges. We certainly will.
Yep.
It's definitely high on our agenda to create our test team that has age variance and swing speed and handicap variance. That would be the criteria to make a diverse test team. I think, which would be great.
Made a good step with adding Al first. We're gonna have
Alan's been a good addition.
Alan's been great. We're gonna have Lindsay Knowlton in a few times here and there when she's available.
I'd love to get a sort of older gentleman around the 90 mile an hour mark, 85, 90 mile an hour mark. That could do some good, testing.
We'll be doing that too
for us for sure. What do you guys think about the Acra FX P100 shaft for putter? Well, the 100 is the softest tip section of all the putters. So of the Acra FX putter range, it goes 100, 200, 300, 400. 100 is designed for people with very slow tempo.
I was gonna say, who would want that? That's an interesting kind of.
Not many.
Yeah, it seems like
not many.
We have to test those on the channel. We haven't really done that.
I think I have.
You have one.
We have one in my office right now.
You do have one. I remember Mikey installing it.
I think there's one in a putter in my office. So yeah, we'll definitely do it.
Taking a bit of a layoff from putting, we should.
I know. We have some stuff coming up with the new Wedge matrix as well.
That's true.
Mikey and Greg have been hard at work building us a demo matrix where we can actually interchange heads and shafts and really isolate the differences between all those, which is going to be fun.
That will be cool. Stephen, we did that today. F9 fitted. We did that about 2 hours ago.
You're really going to enjoy that one, Stephen.
You'll probably like it.
Everyone's going to like that. Cobra may like it the most.
Cobra might like it the most. When is the best time to do a full bag fitting for someone that is also working on their golf swing? Good question.
At the point where you feel like you're beyond the cognitive phase. So cognitive phase being when everything you do it requires thought. When you start to get towards, the autonomous phase where it becomes more natural is at the point where you can start to factor in what's going on with the golf clubs as well. So, at the different stages of learning, you kind of want to be certainly beyond the point where you have to really be in the engine room of your movement pattern, and thinking about it all. Once it becomes a bit more natural, I would say that's a good time.
Makes sense. You don't want it to be a detriment to your fitting. You need some consistency there.
Definitely.
Sports talk by AJ. Yeah, we missed you there, bud. You were there all week as well.
Must have been
two ships in the night.
It was. It's one of those. I mean, I always think the show is one of those where, I mean, how many times did we see our friend Doug Laurie?
15.
Must have seen Doug 15 times. And then there was other people that I know were there, and I'm sure we brushed shoulders at some point, but we just never saw them.
Very true. That's a good one. You have an answer on this, don't you?
Any thoughts on why Ping's movable weight is fixed and not a slider? Yeah, I mean, I love that it's fixed. I think it helps with the sort of being able to replicate the exact spot you had the test product in.
Consistency issue, right?
If somebody comes in here and we put it in fade, and then when we build their driver, we know it's only in one spot, and that's in fade. It's not, okay, is that far enough towards the toe, or is it more towards the middle? I think movable or fixed weights is a more predictable method of doing it.
The new Mizuno driver has a bunch of notches or something, doesn't it?
It says front and back,
but it's got some stepping
to
where you can mark
1, 2, 3, 4.
So it's got that.
It does, and then you can take one of them out and put them both on one side, so you don't have to have I think it's a 7 gram weight.
Yeah, you mentioned you can put them both on one.
You can put them both on one side, and you can make it more dominant to one side or the other.
All right. Do we feel the absence of TaylorMade?
Yeah, I would say so, Tim. I would say the show seemed a little bit empty this year. It felt like it was missing some stuff. I mean,
they had a serious booth last year, so it'd be hard not to notice.
And that was it downsized from. I mean, the first year I went there, they took up half the show. It seemed that was the year they launched. I think it was the year they launched the white driver in 2011. The R11. It was they painted one half of the hall white.
What?
It was crazy.
Callaway's booth 2 years in a row has been the biggest, most impressive. It is like 10,000 square feet.
Well, I mean, it's some serious costs. I mean, we were talking to one of the shaft manufacturers who was saying the financial commitment for them was well into the 6 figures. And
just for the shaft.
Just a room.
I was going to say they didn't
even have floor space, and they had a fairly small team and stuff like that.
But you fly 10 people and look after them and rent a room. It's $100,000.
Pricey.
So Jeff, again, GC Hawk, we did see it. It looks great.
We'll be bringing a Hawk in.
It will be here in the next little while. They sold a bunch, so they're fulfilling those orders first. But it's coming.
We're gonna be able to do some duels out there in the virtual world. Yeah, we could play some rounds. For fun.
No putting though. Auto 2 putt. Who wants to see us 9 putting on a simulator? Don't answer that. Odyssey Stroke Lab. Ton of questions about that. We haven't tested it yet. I looked at it. I hit 5 putts with it, and then we were leaving. But we'll get them in the test.
Yeah,
it's not the same as stability.
It's definitely not the same. I've tested both. It definitely feels different.
Different goal in mind, I think. Yeah, it's a counterbalance issue. More
I need to talk to the guys who made it. Obviously we done our interview with Blair Phillip on the stability shaft, so we know exactly the materials and kind of the thoughts behind how they designed that. But I'd like to do the same with the Odyssey guys. I mean, it'd be great if we could do something with Sean Toulon and see what his thoughts are.
Lefty. So anyone making lefty only clubs? Yeah, they should.
I would imagine so.
Quite a few things of the show were not available in lefty, but it's getting better.
Are there any new wedges for 2019?
Did Tyler's just came out with a new finish or something?
Just a new finish.
Is that even at the show?
It was. I saw it. It was fine. It was quite nice.
Kind of, what is it? Blue or something?
Yeah, it's like almost like a slate grey blue sort of.
I like this.
I mean, it was okay.
Stick with Tour Chrome.
Yeah, or I like raw. Just go raw.
You like those raw ones, eh? You like that kind of rusty?
I think it's a telltale sign when the tour guys, almost all of them use a raw wedge. It's interesting.
Very true.
What else was down there for wedges? I'm trying to think of all the companies. I mean, not really. Ping didn't have a new wedge.
Nope.
TaylorMade are obviously bringing out high toe and some stronger lofts.
But it's the same club.
Same club, yeah. We've seen it.
Yeah, there wasn't anything.
Mizuno still get the S18 and T7. Nothing much in to answer the question.
Ventus shafts will be in the shop a couple weeks.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I would hope this week. We ordered them. We've placed the order, so I'm hoping Mike and the boys. We have so much content. I'm just thinking of it.
So much product.
We'll do a video on that soon, but there's so much content to. We literally have to just, I don't know, feel like I could block off 2-3 weeks and just film content.
It's a good problem to have.
Yep.
So they're talking about, that's a good question from Ash, talking about the Mizuno golf ball and whether we can test the aerodynamics on GC Quad. No, we cannot. So it would be just estimating it. We'd have to try that outdoors, which we could do. We have some plans to do some outdoor testing with balls, but
unfortunately,
it's going to be a little bit. If you looked outside, it's not happening anytime soon.
No, a good one to test in today.
It's like I can't even describe how bad it is.
It's just blowing
the worst.
It's literally blowing 40 miles an hour in a snowstorm. It's awesome.
Stop me when you want.
Okay, with the stability shaft, if you get one, then change putter. Can you then swap it out? You can if it's in a plumber's neck, like the one I use is the full length stability, so the graphite tube with the steel tip. That one can be extracted and put into any plumber's neck. So yeah. It depends on the style, but for the most part, yes.
Do we meet golf holics? No, I did see them walking around at demo day. I saw everyone but like Rick Shields walking around. So they were there. Me and my golf was walking around.
I saw those guys. I saw those guys. I didn't see the golf holics guys.
Golf holics were there at demo day.
I don't know if I'd recognize them.
They were wearing their hats. I had recognized them from that. Mark Crossfield was at breakfast when we were at breakfast. Said hello to him. But no, we didn't have any meetups or anything, guys. It was not structured in advance. These people are obviously busy, so are we. So we would have had to plan something for next year.
Yep. JC, how good were the Mizuno Hot Metal Pro irons?
Didn't hit them, but they look great.
Exceptional. I think that is going to be an unbelievable product, in all honesty.
It's got to be like short list of probably 2019's, top irons in the shop. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because it addresses anything you might not have liked about the originals. It's just a little more compact. I'd imagine you'll get 99% of the benefit of it just with a bit more.
What a job. I mean, they've done, that new wood line.
Great year.
That new JPX line are very good, and to add in the 919 Hot Metal Pro.
Their booth at demo day was buzzing. We could barely get in there, and we had an appointment.
I know.
It was full. Tons of people coming by. So I think Mizuno. Had they not been there in a few years?
No.
So they.
I don't know if I don't know if I've ever had a meeting with Mizuno down there.
Well, maybe that's part of it. But
be the first time. I mean, no doubt about it. We've had more encouragement to work with Mizuno, but also their product is very good.
Yeah, saw that with the driver. Did some testing today. It's keeping. I won't spoil it, but it keeps up on ball speed, which is I think the biggest question people had. So
very competitive good.
with mine, right? Yeah, it's quite good. Did we see the Voice Caddy SC300? Yeah, we saw a bunch of those launch monitors there. We didn't get a chance to test any. But they were all there. Honma clubs, yes, coming soon. You just got to get on the horn and get someone that will send us some. Don't make anything in Lefty, do they?
I'm not sure. Well, I mean, they're trying to come in pretty hard into the Canadian market. So
are they? Yeah?
You're not going to make much of a splash over here unless you have a lefty
quarter of your business gone.
I think so.
All right, there's hope then.
Who we got there? Robert coming out to see Ian next month from New York. Can't wait. Looking forward to playing better golf after my fatigue. Nice. Looking forward to meeting you, Robert.
Wait till the snowstorm stops, Robert.
I know. 70 degrees every day in here, though. That's a good thing.
It is. And 72 if you get a hold of the thing. I wore a sweater here this day. I walk in the door. I'm like, nope, that's coming off. All right.
What else we got?
Single length testing.
Can't wait to do that one.
It's coming.
Can't wait to do that one. There was some interesting claims made by the DeChambeau camp at Open Forum.
Was there? Why didn't you mention that?
Yeah.
They were saying that basically everyone should use it or something?
Should use single length.
It's a wild claim to make.
I mean, that's wild. You get some guys, and you can't give them a long enough golf club. Like how the guy who plays his clubs 1 inch over length on the 6 iron, so plays his 6 iron at 38.5. He's supposed to get down to a 37-inch golf club. Not a chance.
But yes, we will test.
But I'm sure there's some merit on the other side. So as we always do, we will provide two sides of the story, and the truth will be somewhere in the middle.
I was just about to say that. Somewhere in the middle. It's Sterling that we're going to have in first.
Sterling.
And eventually Cobra.
Adele. I want to get the Adele single lens in. Met those guys at the show.
Nice.
Yep.
So some coming. Stop me when you want.
Let's see, go to Stephen at the top there. Full bag fitting all at once versus getting fitted in stages at different times. No need to break it down, any more than into 2 sessions.
2 consecutive days you often do?
I like it. I like 2 consecutive days. It's fresh in the fitter's mind what your preferences and tendencies are. I would say come in, do irons, driver, putter. And then, or you can come and do woods one day, wedges and irons another day. Any number of kind of ways in which you can do it. After Bryson's win at the weekend, surely Cobra One Lens are due our review. We have been trying to review them for several months.
No one sends us stuff.
We've been wrestling with Cobra, and they keep going, "Oh yeah, we'll send them." We still don't have any, but I would say we made some better connections when we were down there with those guys. I love that snowball testing, icy versus fluffy.
Do you want to hurt someone, or do you want to just hit them with a snowball?
Do you know the key to that one actually is packing an icy under the fluffy. That really I'm getting.
There you go.
Side of the head.
Why do you know that?
Misspent youth.
Okay. Lou from TXG Sessions Orlando, how's it going?
How are you, bud?
That's great. Wanted to let Ian know that he's been driving the ball much better and longer and straighter with your tip. Thanks again for the help. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Great to hear.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, I mean, the sessions events, we loved it.
It was a great time.
We absolutely loved it. I just wish we had more time to spend with everyone. I just could have spent the whole day just working with you guys. But
it's nice to hear that.
It's nice to hear that the small time we spent with you guys was good.
Hopefully some compliments on my kart driving as well. Stellar shuttling. Okay. How's this good one for Mike here? 110 to 112 swing speed, aggressive tempo, hits up on it, 3 to 5. Kind of numbers should Mike be looking for launch and spin wise?
Well, let me see. Let me do the kind of math reverse engineer from your delivery there. 3 to 5 up on it, so call it 4 in the middle. Delivered loft at 16, spin loft about 12-ish. So you're going to launch at about 13-ish. You're going to spin at about 1900. Would be absolutely ideal. Ball speed will be in the low 60s. It'll be about 162 to if that's 110 to 112. It'll be about 162 ball speed, 13 launch, 2000 spin, somewhere around about there.
All right. Says the calculator.
RTX4, Michael.
That's not new, is it? No,
it's new.
Wasn't it out last year or no?
No, just came out back end of the year.
Right.
Really nice.
So that is new.
Really
we'll
nice.
Have to do some testing with that.
Love the head shape on those.
That was new too. To be fair, the PM grind wedge. PM. It is a funky looking thing.
I mean, I think we're seeing little. Like, obviously, RTX4 is a full product line launch, but adding a new PM grind, it's an addition to an existing line. It's this just wasn't. There wasn't much. I never really thought of it until we kind of had to think about what was new. Very unusual that there was.
We didn't really get time to go to the wedge section. To be fair, there was an area with Vokey and stuff, but
we just focus on drivers.
What do the people want to see? They want to see drivers.
I'm only joking.
What sells?
We're going to do a ton of wedge stuff, guys.
Mike
and Greg have built us a wedge matrix that will allow us to do some really neat testing.
I'm looking forward to that.
Isolating the shaft performance specifically. So I really want to do shaft performance, ball performance. All these heads are regulated. The face is kind of rough, and the grooves are regulated. All that sort of stuff. The reality is, it's all about getting you the right sole grind bounce. It'll be interesting to see how much difference the shaft makes. does going slightly soft on shaft with wedges make a difference? Does it add a little bit more spin like they say it does?
Like, what are you, and also what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Do you need more spin, or do you overspin it? And you can, I think that's going to be a whole other dimension. It's also cool that it's a new addition to the service here. I think when people come in for a wedge fit. Super off topic. Why did you guys pick my comment to be highlighted on the giveaway video? Highlighted comments, YouTube does that actually.
Yeah,
yeah. If you see a pinned comment is us.
I've always wondered that about the highlighted comments.
So often it's other people giving it a thumbs up.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry to burst the bubble, but we can't.
I'm sure it was a great comment.
Yeah. Hopefully, he didn't call us a couple of morons or something, and it got highlighted. But no, we don't technically do that.
No.
CBX, yes, it's coming. Edge promised us. Mm-hmm. It is coming.
Any product that will help the fitters or the fitting process?
Anything new that you didn't know about? Probably not.
I think so.
You have the ultimate tool right now getting finalized with gears, but that wasn't new either.
Yeah.
Yes, Scott, we were impressed with the new Mizuno drivers for sure.
Definitely.
Lots of videos coming.
Can heavier swing weight and irons create more lag?
Interesting question.
I'm going to say to that, Brandon, that's not the place you need to look for lag. You should work with someone who understands kinematic sequence in sort of ground forces and that sort of thing in order to create more lag. Lag is a consequence of the swing working in the correct sequence. It should never be created. I mean, I used to, I was a young assistant pro at the time when Ledbetter and all these guys were around and, talking about early set and kind of holding on, pulling the arms down, like pulling a chain.
We've all done that.
Now the coaches will tell you, do not down, do not do any of that stuff. I mean, if you watch Cameron Champ talk about the guy who creates more lag really than anyone, the secret of his is his arms do nothing as his body's starting down. Sure. So his club is up there, the body's ripping one way, the hands are, and arms have kind of stalled briefly, and that's what creates the pull against, the clubs for the directional change, which is what creates the energy. It's just storage of energy.
I think people get into more trouble trying to create it than anything else, to be honest with you. Probably the best thing I did to improve my dispersion was to stop screwing around with that. Someone was just asking what we're talking about. PGA merchandise show is what we're talking about. So we were in Orlando for a week. It's where all the major manufacturers go. It's an industry-only event where you go and take a look at what is new. Amy, yes, we have been getting. We're getting more off-brand, underdog, whatever you want to call it, clubs. And we just did Hogan today. The Hogan irons were really good. Tour Edge stuff, bunch of stuff. So yes, we're definitely doing that.
That's awesome. Kev, was it like the scene from Anchorman when all the news crews have a fight?
That's right. There was no one with the trident, if that's what you mean.
I don't know if I'd fancy our chances in a YouTuber scrap.
Is anyone big?
I don't really think so. Maybe I would fancy our
That'd be
chances.
fine.
I'll take a run at it.
We're not exactly from the street.
Flag in or speak for yourself. Flag in or out. Clearly in. But I was having this debate online over the weekend.
Really?
There will be some times this year where the ball will be rejected by a flag that otherwise it would have went in. No question.
I agree with that.
And it'll be interesting to see when it happens, if it comes at a timely moment that it makes a difference in a big championship.
Here's what I think. I think when a shot goes in the hole after hitting the flag, every announcer will go on and on about how it helped.
Sure.
Then someone else will hit a shot, the flag will be out, it will go in the hole, and then everyone will talk about how the flag needs to be out. It's way too subjective. I don't care what anyone says. No one has done any testing that's conclusive enough, for my opinion.
Pelt's done some stuff, he done some stuff in the early 90s with regards to kind of what would happen. So basically 30 years ago, he concluded that the pin in was a benefit. Well, I get it. If your ball's...
Did he really?
Yeah. So if your ball's racing at the flag, hits at the hole, hits the flag, it will obviously deaden the energy and you'll be left with a closer
Oh, that I agree with for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So, from that standpoint, the same sort of thing will happen. Here's the kind of rough math on it. The hole is 4.2 inches wide. The golf ball is 1.68, call it 1.7, right? The flag is about half an inch.
Mm-hmm.
There is 0.2 of an inch left between the edge of a flag and the edge of the hole for sheer space for the ball to sneak in.
True.
If that ball is carrying too much space, it will get rejected. You might have a closer tap in than you otherwise would have had if you lipped out or whatever.
Agree with that, yeah.
But there will be times when the flag rejects a ball that would have went in. That was my argument to these guys that we were arguing. I get it. Like for the average golfer, it will be an advantage to leave it in, and if it hits it, you'll 3-putt or you'll get up and down more often.
See, that makes sense to me. I agree with that. I think people are getting confused, including myself. You see all this testing coming on. It's like, no matter what, the ball goes in more often with the flag in, which I was skeptical of. But the way you're phrasing it, it does actually make
sense. If you hit it dead on, I mean, when you think of the parameters of what you're dealing with the size of the hole, the size of the flag, the size of the golf ball, the space between flag and edge of the hole, and you factor all that in, it needs to be dead on. And when we're talking about dead on, I mean, how many putts genuinely go in the front door? So you've got to hit that flag dead on for it to deaden the energy. And the other thing is, as well, I'd love to see someone test golf balls, because when Pelt's done it was probably a Balata golf ball.
True.
So is the firm golf ball versus the very soft golf ball changing the energy distribution?
And what about those flags that are this narrow versus the ones that weigh 100 pounds and all this kind of stuff?
Well, the other part, what if you're over the British Open and the flag is tilted too much to one side and it kind of shuts the door a little bit on the side? I mean, there's so many variables, but I think overall the answer will be yes. It's an easier task to keep it in, or it's beneficial to keep it in.
That is not what I thought you were going to say, but that's interesting. I saw this a few times. There's no new stretch 3-wood, or they haven't announced one?
There's an LST.
So there's an LST, but no stretch.
Yeah. Are
they keeping the stretch, the old one then?
No, it's just an LST.
Okay. We don't know anything further than that.
Yeah.
Can too low of spin create too much curvature in ball flight?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it can.
Yep.
More spin means more stability. I saw a question here that was, who took the honors out on the golf course? Depends on the round.
Yeah, it depends.
What was round one?
We never. I was 1 under at Lake Nona.
So you had the honors at Lake Nona. Yeah. That's for damn sure.
You were the low man at Waldorf.
Yep, I had a good day at Waldorf. Couple under.
Where did Bay Hill? What did you shoot at Bay Hill?
You know what? I didn't play bad. I was only like 4 or 5 over.
Were you? I didn't know. I ended up shooting at Bay Hill.
It was hurricane winds.
Yeah. I know, and it was level par on the way out.
Were you? That's good playing.
Yeah,
that's good.
But I mean, you would have been same. You'd have been kind of sick because we all had a bunch of birdies. We had 12 birdies in our group on the front.
That's right, at Bay Hill. Yeah.
So I had 3 birdies, 3 bogeys on the front 9 at Bay Hill, and I was probably, I don't even know, probably 3 over in the back, 4 over in the back.
We froze our asses off. It was good. Honestly, surprisingly good golf considering.
I know.
I don't know how we played even half decent.
No, I love Nona. It was the nicest weather, to be fair. That's
warm.
Why I loved it.
I also think that's the best course we played while we were down there.
It was, for sure.
Links drivers, that can be next on our list. We didn't look at them yet.
Tried that one yet.
We saw them at the show. They had a big booth.
Did they?
Big. They're putting some money into it. Yeah, we'll send them a little email. Sorry, I just lost my place. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, God, no. Too far. Okay, there we go. We're going to try to fire through a few at this point, guys. Sorry, catch up.
Dr. Q, how are you?
Dr. Q.
Thanks for joining us. Wow, that's literally 15 minutes.
Sorry, guys. We're 12 minutes behind on comments. We're going to try to catch up.
Let's see, we skip for 5 minutes.
You want to go ahead 5? Okay, 5:06.
Brian needs to change his attack angle. Why is that?
I think he was responding to somebody else's comment. What camera do you shoot your videos with? We use the following. We have 2 Canon C100 cameras. Those are A and B in the studio. And when we're messing around out on the road or something, I use this.
Little Badger.
6D Mark II Canon. And we use good stuff.
What are your predictions for the best irons or driver for 2019? Best irons by category. Best seller. I'm going to go with.
Are you starting with driver?
Yeah, drivers. The best.
That's cheating. You already know what's good.
I think.
Nah, don't spoil it.
No.
Skip the driver. What's your best iron of the year?
I think that honestly, you can bookmark this. It will be one of these two. It will either be Apex
CF19
or 919 Hot Metal Pro.
Ooh.
They are in a contest for best iron of the year for me.
I think that's a good prediction.
What did Mark Brody have to say in his presentation? Vince, that's a good question. So that's an excellent question. So he talked about Luke Donald specifically, talked about putting. And Luke Donald, when his game went off boil in 2015-16, thought he was 3-putting too much.
Okay.
So he thought he'd lost. And that's like Dustin Johnson going from hitting at 330 to 290. He lost his superpower, right? He was number one in putting 2012, 2011, 12, 13, 14. He was 1 or 2 for like 6 years in a row. Right. So he lost his superpower. He thought it was because he was 3-putting too much. And Brody went, no, it's because you're not 1-putting enough. So he said that there's a big difference between not 1-putting enough and obviously 3-putting too much. So one thing he says all the best putters in history have always done has hit it. They've hit it 3 feet past the hole and not cared.
So more aggressive.
Much more aggressive.
Right, so he's being tentative.
So he basically got Luke Donald to, Pat Goss, Donald's coach, created a game for him where he created an acceptable range past the hole. And if he didn't hole it, and actually they weren't even trying to hole it. They literally had a dummy cup down on the floor because he didn't want the ball to be stopped by the hole. So he would get it in that zone. So Luke Donald in 2017, after realising this, doing this work with Brody, went back to number 1 in putting. Really? Which was really impressive.
That's interesting,
yeah. Yeah. So really, I found his presentation one of the most interesting.
That's cool.
And the realisation. He talked a little bit about there's some myths that people hold more par putts than birdie putts.
Really?
A lot of people think just because the psychology of not wanting to drop a shot versus you don't really need to make a birdie. It'd be nice to make a birdie, but you don't need to.
Not at most people's level, you don't.
Yeah. He says that's a lot of nonsense. He says basically the reality is the percentage is all down to how far away you are. You're further away when you're hitting a birdie putt than you are when you're hitting a par putt. That's
because you've chipped or something.
That's it. 10 feet is the average par putt. 8 feet is the average birdie putt.
Huh. Okay. Yes, we did look at Miura.
Yeah, Miura stuff's nice stuff. Brand new 301s. I think there'll be a lot of combo sets coming from that. A lot of 301, 501 combos coming for our boy Mikey.
Very gorgeous looking stuff.
Yes.
Oh dear. Why does YouTube stop refreshing comments? It's killing us.
5 minutes.
Or was that like 508, something like this? No, it's 510. There's that comment. Yeah. There we go. Okay, no more about flag in. I think we've done enough about that.
Yeah, the My Golf Spire guy's done some stuff on it. There's a lot of people that maybe didn't like how fast they rolled the ball at the flag.
That was the criticism I had heard.
That was
but it does make sense for what you're saying, that the result, I guess the end result could be closer to the hole versus not. But I think people just need to play some rounds of golf yourselves.
Tell you who it is working for. Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, yeah. Except for that 1-footer that he missed. But
what was that?
They were literally talking about how good his putting was, and then he just...
Stevie Wonder.
He shouldn't have rushed.
Johnny Wonder. Hey, boys.
Oh, Johnny. Hello.
J-Dubs.
Yes, we have heard about Rick Shields' charity tournament. Will we go? Don't know. Don't know when it is. Don't know where it is. Don't know.
I think overwhelming with peer pressure, we're probably going to end up there.
If we don't go, we're going to get in trouble. Yeah, if it works out, I'm sure we would be happy to do it.
Depends when it is. He hasn't released any details in it.
I think the only chat I heard was like summer in the UK, but
certainly won't be going if it's not in summer. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Is there a summer in the UK? That's the bigger
question. I've never been,
question.
so you have to tell me.
No, certainly in Scotland it's questionable.
We'll stay at the very bottom of the island. That's a good question. Best sounding new driver.
Mizuno sounds good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ping the acoustic has changed in Ping a little bit. It's definitely a little higher pitched than it was last year.
Agreed.
I think last year's driver sounded better, but
yes.
what is it they call it now? I forget what the exact term that Eric Hendrickson used, but it's basically trade-offs. There's trade-offs with anything. And
so that was a result of something else.
Yeah, the engineering that it required to make the new driver with the weights, sound well, bounce off of different wall thicknesses and that sort of stuff. So difficult to engineer it the exact same way.
Here's a good question. What's the longest you've both had a club for?
I've still got a 2013 3-wood.
Okay, so that's 6 years.
Yeah.
I've never had a club for 6 years. There's no way.
How long did you have that driver?
No, that's not true.
What was that, an I-20?
An I-20 I did have for 6 years, and my ping putter I had for about 6 years.
Cobwebs in that thing.
It's in the garage. Anyone want it? It's half broken. Oh, where was I? Why does that keep happening? Stop doing that to me.
Right there, yeah.
Right here?
Hot Metal Pro, same loft as Hot Metal with offset or fours. Are those pretty low spins? So exactly the same loft, Sean. No different lofts from the regulars. They are also made with chromoly. They are much less offset. That's the thing I love about them.
It looks substantial.
Much less offset. I love them. I think they look fantastic. No love for the P760s. It's like when we've shown plenty of love to P760s. I mean,
good.
I hate to say it, TaylorMade are kind of struggling to kind of hang in the conversation right now.
You think so?
Well, it feels that way, doesn't it? I mean, not being at the show.
Partially because they don't send us anything. That's probably
yeah, that's probably true. But we are talking to the Mizuno guy. Sorry, Taylor. I've forgotten already.
TaylorMade
guys this week, so we're going to test M5 and M6 on Wednesday, I believe. They're dropping it off, and yeah, I mean, we have had conversations about getting access to more product, and they've definitely been good about it, which is nice. So
no, I think the P760 test we were quite positive about it.
Very positive. I don't think you could not have spoke highly enough of it, of how soft and quick it was.
It's also a very nice shaped,
lovely
shaped head. I think it's a good one. Are custom putter shafts a fad?
No,
definitely not.
Absolutely not.
They are here to stay.
No, if you kind of do a little digging in the into the sort of manufacturing sort of processes and the properties of a steel tube versus what's involved with the other one, yes, definitely not a fad.
It's becoming a no-brainer, isn't it?
What is your favorite band? I love these weird questions. I love that stuff. Easy one for me. Not even close. Oasis.
You're an Oasis guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good band. I don't really listen to band at the moment. I don't know. I like a lot of different music. I will listen to
an eclectic
electronic. I will listen to some hip hop. I will listen to just about anything. Don't have a favorite. Whatever is in my mind at this moment. You should start sharing your Spotify.
Absolutely.
You a Spotify guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're not that famous yet. No one cares.
Best hits of the 90s, somewhere.
You're a little bit more of a retro music guy, aren't you?
Yeah. 80s and 90s.
Okay, so I'm the complete opposite. I was barely born.
Hello from Siberia. I do not understand what you say.
All right. Well, hopefully you still enjoy it.
That's hilarious.
What golf ball do you play? Srixon, Z-Star XV.
Both of us. We done a little golf ball testing down in Orlando. We tested
I played
the clear.
The clear ball was good. I hit some Pro V1Xs while I was down there too.
Yeah.
But we're usually, I should say we were in Srixon last year. That won't necessarily be the same. There's new balls from Titleist out, and we're going to test some Bridgestone balls, so who knows?
I've always been a Pro V1X. I've always loved the Pro V1X. I really have.
It's hard to pick a ball at this point because they're all performing quite well. So TBD for 2019.
Yep.
Does the Mizuno ST190 have a better sound and feel than the Cobra F9? It's probably subjective, Stephen. I think they're both very.
I think people could argue that.
Yep.
I think
it's more traditional. The Mizuno is if you like a classic sound and feel, that's probably what you will identify with.
I don't even think there's such a. I'm not even referencing F9 as F9 this year. It's just I've nicknamed it.
You're gonna tell them the nickname? The Beast.
The thing is, The thing is lights out. The quickest driver I've ever worked with in my life.
Oh, you blew it.
Lights
You're going to hold it a secret.
Well, I'm not saying what
saying
happened.
How much happened.
I'm not saying what happened, but lights out the fastest driver I've ever worked with in my life.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But we haven't tested TaylorMade yet. So there's still a chance. Where were we?
There we go. Stephen right there.
Perfect.
Was ready to go to bed, but then TXC wanted to chat.
We were ready to go to bed too.
No. We were stuck in a snowstorm. So stay up.
Can we do some ball testing with various manufacturers? Yes. And we will be very soon. Lots of new golf balls coming.
Yep. Soft stepping or hard stepping iron shafts. Are you trying to match a player to weight or few? I'm sure if I get the
feel, probably mean
feel,
weight or feel.
Weight or feel. Load preference would probably be, you guys have heard my nonsense enough by now to know that the shaft for me is does two things: produces energy and produces timing within the swing. So it's more of a timing thing. I don't really soft step to flight the ball. I'll just change the loft if I want the ball to do that. But I will perhaps hard or soft step if I feel like someone's struggling to create enough energy within the shaft.
Gotcha. Now, the Strixon balls any faster? TBD.
I never. Well,
do you think they were faster? Oh, based on what? Oh, okay. Based on today. Okay, maybe. That's true. To be fair, that could be.
That's interesting. Like we said about the Mizuno ball, was that what was so stable that day, or was it the Mizuno driver? True. We did get some impressive results with the new Strixon ball today.
It's funny, like as much as we are painstakingly trying to reduce variables, there's really only so much you can do. There's still a lot going on today that we had to try to narrow down.
I want to touch on that one.
Have at it.
So Jared, do you think these testers on other channels are credible when they are whacking the stock shafts? Sometimes not even close to the right flex. Here's the thing. We're probably guilty of doing the same when we do a review. But we try to do multiple videos with every product where we do a review, a comparison, and a fitting. Right? So I think if they're just doing a review, it is what it is. We've started to do much more where we take a driver and then we fit it to the best of our ability and let's see what it really does. Because
when done properly.
Yeah, the review is basically just like an overview. Like don't take it too much for
it's an opinion at that point.
Yeah, that's it. So, once it's fitted, as we've seen, it can be a completely different animal when we start to key in on the balance of the club, the weighting, the load, all that sort of stuff.
I mean, if someone is asking if it's a bit of a loaded question to say, do you think we're doing the best job at eliminating variables and doing it properly? I mean, obviously we think that, or we wouldn't do it. I mean, if you don't think you're doing the best job, then you probably shouldn't be doing it, right? So objectively, we probably can't make a comment, but we do think we do the best job at eliminating kind of the subjective aspects of testing, because there are a lot of subjective aspects of testing. So
lots. Kevin Plunkett, will Brendan Rodgers be around for 10 in a row? Probably not, Kevin, unfortunately. Stevie G will have him in his back pocket by then.
What else? Can you hot melt the new Epic Flash, or will that interfere with the face tech?
Sorry, what was that one again?
Can you put hot melt in the new Epic Flash, or will it mess with?
No, you can. Yeah, for sure.
Hot melt anything, right?
Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. No problem.
Okay. Oh God, again. I'm going to send a complaint to YouTube, and I'm sure it will be received and ignored. Sorry, guys, we lost it again. These damn comments just keep refreshing. Where were we? This looks familiar, no? Here we are.
There you go. Yeah, right there.
Are we sleeping there tonight? Yes, it is.
Quite possibly.
Cold as hell and shitty. Yeah.
Do you recommend golf club membership or pay and play? Whatever maps to your lifestyle the best. Do you like the country club experience where you can go in and you're sort of treated like a member? They know your name. You you've got your locker and you can go and hit balls, or do you want to basically turn up, play, leave, get back to the family, and let your day go from there?
I'll add something to that, having done both for long periods of time myself. I think it makes a massive difference in the amount you play golf and the amount of times you practice. So if you have a membership somewhere, you are way more likely to go and play golf. You're not going to cancel because your foursome can't make it to a public course. You're going to go. You're going to play with whoever's there because you're a member. So I would say what it'll often come down to is cost.
Yeah.
If you can find an affordable membership there, I would recommend it. It makes a massive difference in how you can. If you're looking to work on your game, if you just want to, trunk slam and play golf for a laugh, then by all means play everywhere.
You want to get value, don't you? Everyone wants value out of their sort of purchase. So if you feel that you can get value out of your membership, then obviously go down that route. But if you feel like you're going to be limited to 10, 15 rounds of golf in that particular year, and you pay $5-6 grand a year for a membership, then probably the kind of $400 or $500 a round plus your minimums and all that sort of stuff.
I say that to people all the time. Joining a golf club 99% of the time is not a economic decision. You're not doing it to save money on golf, but you will never save money on golf that way. But I do believe you'll increase how much you play, and I think you will practice more and you'll get better because you have that sort of easy access to go play all the time.
Jamie, when are you doing the F9 testing in the fitting studio?
3 hours ago.
We done it.
It will be up this week.
We done it. Is TaylorMade guaranteed hot face?
Where are you saying that?
Yes, Daniel Cuthbertson. Is the TaylorMade
hot face BS? We don't know.
I would say unlikely it's BS.
Yeah, I don't think it's BS.
I would say very unlikely. I would imagine from what I've heard from friends of mine who are still at TaylorMade, good driver.
Yeah, I doubt it will be anything but quite good. Is it the best of the year? We don't know. What?
Graham, can you take the junk foam out of the new TaylorMade drivers and test? No, because it'd be illegal.
It would be illegal.
If it's they're putting in the speed foam in order to dial it back to 257 CT.
Someone will do that. Someone will take that out and hit it. I guarantee you. We're not doing it.
We're not doing it.
Probably better things to do. Scott says Cobra F9 and Mizuno ST190G were the best two drivers for him at the show. That's, I think, a lot of people's experience, Scott.
I would say I would throw definitely G410.
Yeah, throw the Ping in there as well.
I mean, I find it fascinating already. There's lots of buzz about Cobra, lots of buzz about Mizuno, lots of buzz about Ping. Where's the big two?
I know.
And where's in Titleist? Titleist have got a great driver this year
because it was released last
so
year.
early.
Yeah.
So
that's why you need to go and get fit, because if you get caught up in the what's just come out game, then you may not end up with what you actually should be playing. I just missed one. PXG launch, yes. PXG stuff will be in here at some point.
Yeah, full line being tested very soon.
Yes, we're getting more head covers. They are on order.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
We've got hats. We've got a load of hats came in last week, so they're away sort of being embroidered right now with our logos, etc.
More towels coming too.
Yeah. Can we do some shoe reviews?
Can we?
It's funny, we answered a question for a customer about that the other day.
Did you really?
In here, Trace forwarded me a question from someone, and we definitely, you can see some benefits from having additional traction.
That's right. You want to do that video. You know what I think at one point, if we can get access to one of those force plate things, we could do a test between the shoes I wear every single time and proper shoes, and see.
It'd be good to see who the Canadian distributor of Smart to Move would be, or even
well, Swing Catalyst. Do you have a
Swing Cat? Yeah, we definitely have access to Swing Catalyst.
Would that do what you need?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's answer this one. Love the reproduction of classic shots. Any more coming? Yes.
Yeah,
in fact, some news on that. We are getting access, courtesy of Foresight, thank you, Foresight, to all their course library in the next week. So we'll have, I don't know how many courses, 80 or something crazy.
Yeah, something like that, but iconic ones as well. There's obviously the old course. There is
Carnousties on there.
Carnoustie. Lots. We can do some highlight real stuff.
So that's a definite yes, Daniel.
Yep. Right now, Daniel, you'll probably see the content be very, equipment.
Yes, for the next 2 weeks.
Biased, because there's so much that people want to see what we think of and test it and that sort of thing. So, I was even thinking today, I would love to have squeezed in a why in the bag for Justin Rose today.
It's true.
I would love to have done that, and I definitely we will at some point.
He will win again, I'm sure. So we'll do it then.
Sure will.
All right,
let's get this one. Poor Tim seems like he's frustrated.
One last try.
Currently, I have a 2016 M2 left-handed. I ordered a brand new ST180 without testing it. What can I expect? No store here in Regina.
Okay.
So, you will see ST180. We talked about it this morning. How low spin it was.
Low spin, yeah.
I think you'll hit it. You'll hit it a lot flatter, Tim. If that's something that you feel like you will benefit from.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll see it not quite as stable. 2016 M2 was a phenomenal driver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if it'll be quite as forgiving. I'm sorry, Matty. My eyes are drawn to all these.
It's okay. Where are you reading?
Football. So Stephen Ferris up the top. Ian, who was better?
Was that what people are asking you?
Laudrup or Gaza? Brian Laudrup or Paul Gascoigne?
I don't know who any of these people are.
Who was better? I mean, oh man, Gaza was genius, but Laudrup was. I'm going to say Laudrup.
I love how much thought you're giving this.
Laudrup.
Okay.
They both lived in my town.
Is that right?
Yeah. Both of them lived in the little town where I was from.
What a place.
Arturo.
Sorry, we're catching up. We're catching up to the.
Back up. I just want to grab that one for Arturo there. TaylorMade M3 or M1? M3.
Better, you think? Just in every way. Every day and in every way.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't hear anything from Titleist about what they're working on later this year. Did you?
No, 1780. I'll tell you what will be interesting though, once we get the concept irons are going to be available.
Are those actually coming up?
They are, and I'm not sure if they will be in Lefty, but they will be available in March.
Okay. Big check, driver shootout video. Yes, sir. Once we have them all, that is a guarantee.
JMO, waiting patiently for those head covers and towels in South Africa. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate your patience. We'll get them to you as soon as possible. Yep, we had young Jamie working on the orders today.
They're all at least in transit, so if you're waiting, they should be in the mail.
Yep. What?
How was your private relationship between you two developed during 2018 as you are constantly doing films and hitting balls, etc., etc.?
The reality is we're not. We see each other once a week.
We
see each other on a Monday.
Couple of trips together, but that's
a couple of trips, couple of Wawa trips to the Wawa pit stop.
That's a great bonding time. You want to make friends, go to Wawa.
That's right. We do enjoy what's the experience with both Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A
we
is
both
fantastic.
Experienced Chick-fil-A for the first time this year.
Just sharing just milestone memories together. We're getting along just fine.
What was the best way to deal with an? That's a beauty. What's the best way to deal with an injury?
Don't ask me.
Play through it and risk creating bad habits.
This is too good. I'm literally doing this through the entire video.
Matt is literally. We have a doctor on standby in case he falls over. I've hurt shoulder from the end of last year, and it sucks.
You need to wait. Don't do what I do. Be
patient.
What
was that thing you just bought though?
So it's called a infrared heat therapy pad.
Yeah.
You can get them on Amazon, as I did. So it basically is it's like a heat pad, but it imparts the heat deeper into the tissue. So it gets the blood flow going, and it helps a bit. I used it. Probably the only reason I could hit balls today is because I used that over the weekend. But the answer to that is you need to rest. Don't be an idiot like me.
Where are we?
Anywhere here.
Isn't fitting somewhat ineffective? Oh, geez. For amateurs, their swing changes day to day. So what fits them one day may not fit them the next day. Swing is too inconsistent. Thoughts? That's not the case. We could have the same player in here 4 days in a row. Their angle of attack will probably be the same angle of attack, very similar. Their path will be the same path.
Yeah.
The variable will be the timing of their swing and their delivery of face angle through that timing.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. So when people go, I'm really not very consistent, and even in the first 10 shots they hit with us, they could be sprayed all over, but then they'll pull up the table. It's not like you go from being 4 degrees down to 1 degree up. Your range is literally within 1 degree of angle attack and a degree and a half or so on path.
It's actually really interesting.
Yeah, it's reality is, and that's what we try and influence throughout the fitting process. Like we talked about that earlier. The art of club fitting is to deliver the club that has the most benefit on the swing. As well as all the other things. The same strike. Apples for apples will produce a better result with a new one, hopefully. But definitely influencing the golf swing to be more consistent and more repeatable is exactly what we do in a fitting.
So even when someone appears inconsistent, you see patterns.
There are absolute patterns,
except for. But you're aware of the variables that do change, like face angle. But because you can identify the pattern, you can help them get something better. There's no way someone can be. Aside from maybe a complete, I've never swung a club before. There's no way that club fitting doesn't have at least some benefit to anyone.
You have to, if you're in doubt, experience it to
at least try it.
You have to. I mean, there's no chance. Do you know what? The only people who don't get results are people who come too often, because they cram in fitting sessions. And basically what we fit them for last year is still pretty good for them. They haven't really changed enough to benefit from the new stuff. The people who benefit are the ones who go, fitting's not for me. My handicap's too high or whatever they think. Then they come in and they go, geez, that really makes a difference.
If someone's wondering if it can benefit you, go and watch the 2 high handicap fittings.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say they're really at that. They were around 18 handicaps when they came in. But my friend Sam and oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Rob Kennedy.
We met Rob down at the show.
We saw Rob at the show.
It was good to see Rob.
Both guys that probably wouldn't consider themselves to be the best golfers, but they had a great experience. So that was a good question.
Let's go into that one a second here.
As it disappears, what was his name? Brian. There's Brian.
Yeah. So Brian, fitting issue. No fitter can get my 7-iron spin above 4,600. Shaft and head doesn't matter. 85 gram shaft. Well, you're starting in the wrong place. You're looking at the shaft to change your launch and spin profile. No change. 46, 17, 18 launch, 15 yards. More carry with X7 help. Brian, there's so much more required to understand the picture. What's your speed? At times, the spin rate is just one element that will, help your ball stop. But reality is, angle of descent is more important to that. So
he could have the ball coming in steep enough and doesn't need the spin.
There's many customers of mine that have a very strong grip. Are very shallow in their angle of attack. Therefore, the spin loft window narrows down and they just don't create enough spin. I just have to go about it different ways. I have to go with a golf club that has a lower CG, that has properties that will, send the ball a little bit higher. Very seldom am I ever looking for the shaft to make that. In fact, I'm never looking for the shaft to make that change.
It's not going to do that.
It's never going to do it. Static loft will help. CG location will help, and
loft is probably
his
best first kind of stop.
And like we've seen in some videos this year, golf ball, with the more loft you've got, golf ball can influence.
Get a Kirkland if you need more spin.
Was it Kirkland
this year's Kirkland? This year's Kirkland 3-piece is the spinniest ball on earth, and the Chrome Soft is a joke as well. If you need to spin the ball. This is the question I was asking you. So Courtney, we actually talked about this today. He was asking if you can take the flat adapter from the G410 and flip it, use the left hand, and want to make it upright. We don't know yet. We don't have it in our hands to find out. So maybe put a bookmark in that. Probably don't want to answer that until we can physically see it in person. It should be here in the next couple of weeks. It's a very good question though.
Will you be going to Augusta? Yes.
Oh yeah, you're going this year.
That'll be fun. To it.
Are you going for like the Thursday? What are you doing?
I'm hopefully going for a practice day and two tournament days. Hopefully.
Very cool. Are you looking at traffic? Do you want to get going? I'm just looking outside. It just keeps getting worse.
It does. I know.
And worse and worse.
I know. Well, let's maybe finish off with a few.
Let's do a couple of rapid fires here.
I might charge my phone. It's dead.
Eventually, we need to get on the road because it's going to take 2 hours to drive 10 kilometers. There's a charger in my bag if you want.
Boy, if there's any other questions.
Yep, I'm just scrolling through. Dave, can a ball fitting make as much difference as a club fitting?
No.
No, but you can definitely make a pretty big ball flight difference with a golf ball.
And we would recommend it because, all of these things, it's like saying, should I just change the club head and forget about the shaft? They're all incrementally important.
It's one of many factors.
One of many factors, Matty boy.
Do you ever play without at least one single swing thought? I've tried it and I was 10 strokes better. That would be ideal. I personally have never been able to get through a round with no swing thoughts.
Without at least.
I would say you can definitely overcrowd your mind. That's for sure. If you're hitting it so good or you're so comfortable that you can literally just think about nothing or think about where you're trying to hit the ball, that is the holy grail. Mm-hmm. Easier said than done. But yes, I would say if your technique is in a place where you're getting good results, I guess without addressing something, then the more you can clear your mind, the better.
Yeah.
All right.
Stephen first. If your ball speed is around 165, do you lose a bit of ball speed by launching it at 15 degrees compared to 12 degrees? I would say the general answer to your question, if you're striking it in the same spot, is yes. But the reality is, if you're gaining your 15 degrees of launch through strike point, so on the roll, the vertical roll on the club face,
hitting it high on the face.
Yeah, so you can be launching at 15 degrees with the same delivered loft. You're just hitting it high with getting the head to tilt up, or hitting it low and getting the head to tilt down. And remember, the face is curved as well. So, your 10.5 degree driver is 10.5 in the middle, but it's 12 at the top and it's 9 at the bottom. So,
one more?
Yeah, Kale, can you please speak about any plans for TXG sessions in 2019? We spoke about this earlier on. Yep, it is a work in progress. We
got some logistics to figure out.
Yep, we do.
But yeah, it's on the plans. You will hear from us. Why? Did it again. Okay, why don't you pick one more? You tell me.
All right, skip all the way to the end. Let's go all the way to the end. There's some gobbledygook coming in here.
Some bunch of nonsense.
When would you recommend to a player a shaft that has a bit more torque? When would that or a lower torque shaft be of benefit? I think someone who's struggling to load the shaft would benefit when you have used higher torque shafts for that sort of thing. I've used torque to sometimes cheat the feel of the player. So at times, if I want somebody to transition into a more stable profile, like a 60X for the first time, sometimes I have to do this with junior golfers.
Okay.
So I might go slightly higher in torque.
Because it makes it feel less stiff?
Yeah. So they actually feel a little bit more movement in the shaft, when in reality, the stiffness measurements are much they're much stiffer as the eye curve progresses.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have a mansion?
Nope. No. Got a golf store. I'm in my mansion.
This is
my golf mansion.
This is your happy place.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to close off the night because we got a nightmare of a drive ahead. Thanks for tuning in, though. This is a really good turnout.
Good little live.
Spur of the moment live. When is the next one? Jonathan's asking. We'll try to do one next Monday.
We quite like the Monday kind of round off our day.
Monday around 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when, if we do them, that is when we will try to do them. To be honest with you, it just depends on how the day's filming goes. So whenever we can, we will.
Definitely.
All set?
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. Yep, we'll catch up with you next week. Lots more to come. Lots more good products coming in. So
pretty much a video a day till next week. So
it's good.
Keep watching.